It's December, Christmas is coming, and maybe you're looking for an affordable gift for your friend who's into cameras, either photography or video, or maybe you yourself want to gift yourself something for your camera without breaking the bank. And in this video, I'll give you a bunch of ideas for just that. So without further ado, let's start. The first piece of gear I would consider is a cheap tripod. Generally, cheap tripods are hated on because they're cheap and they break easily, but I think that a cheap tripod is something that everyone should have just because you need a tripod that you don't care. And the one I would recommend is the KNF Concept, I don't know what this is, K234A0. Anyways, any cheap tripod will do. I bought this one off of Amazon for like 50 euros, 55, I'm not sure. But it definitely was cheap, where tripods nowadays go up to like 6, 7, 800 euros. This one was cheap. It does the job. You can put a camera on it. It works. It has a ball head. It doesn't give you too much confidence, but it's sturdy enough to carry basically any mirrorless or DSLR camera. So yeah, I do trust it with a bunch of stuff. If there's a situation where I need to put my tripod in the water, if it's just a place where I don't want to have a nice tripod, I would definitely bring this one. It doesn't do camera movement well just because it's a ball head. So yeah, if you want to do camera movement, you need a fluid head. But generally, for just throwing your camera onto a tripod, this will definitely do. It does go quite low, and as I said, it won't break the bank. So yeah, tip number one, or gift idea number one, cheap tripods. The second idea I'm gonna give you is a camera cage, and camera cages also can get quite expensive, but you can buy off-brand ones which will do basically the same job. They might not be as ergonomic as the expensive ones, but they will definitely do the job. You can mount a bunch of stuff to the cage, which helps especially when doing video or when rigging your camera in weird spots. So this is a cage I bought for my Fujifilm X-H2S. Let's see if it can focus on it. And it's nice. I think I bought it for like 40 euros and it does the job well. It's a JL Win cage. I never heard of this brand before or after buying this cage, so I have no idea about them. But yeah, the cage is good enough, it's ergonomic enough, and it gives me a bunch of mounting points, which helps whenever I'm doing video and need maybe a top handle or this side handle, which I don't even take off. And if whoever you're buying the cage for, or if you're buying it for yourself, you already have a cage, maybe buy some grips. So maybe a side grip or a top grip. This side grip I bought used, and I have no idea how much it actually cost when new, but it's definitely nice and wooden. I bought it used for like 15 euros, I think, with the NATO rail it's mounted on. So yeah, it's a nice cop. Or you can buy a top handle. This one is from Small Rig, and it's also great, goes onto the cage perfectly. Make sure if you're buying handles that they do fit the cage, because if this cage didn't have this type of mount, I can't even remember what it's called. Anyways, if this cage didn't have the exact same mount as the top handle, it wouldn't work, but when I was buying it, I made sure it did. And this top handle also I think was like 25 euros or something like that. And it's a great top handle, nicely balanced. It can mount both ways. It has a bunch of cold shoe mounts and different mounts on it. So you can put a lot of stuff onto it and it will work great. So that's another 2 or 3 ideas just with the cage and different handles. And since we talked about the cage and rigging stuff, a great option, my dog is just going crazy. A great option is a magic arm. Magic arms are great for just rigging your camera wherever you want. This one is, I have no idea what company it is, but Small Rig does make a great magic arm, and you can get different lengths for whatever you need, and generally they are quite affordable. I think I paid about 30 euros for this one, and it's great. It came with a clamp, so I can clamp this to whatever I need to clamp it to and just mount my camera in weird spots wherever I need. You can use a magic arm without your camera having a cage, but it's much easier with a cage just because the cage gives you so many mounting options to where to put the magic arm. So I can have my camera hanging off of the magic arm like this, and then just find the right angle and shoot from weird spots where a tripod maybe can't reach and where there's no other way to mount a camera. So yeah, definitely a magic arm is a must-have. What else? We always get camera straps with our cameras, but the issue with those straps is when you put it on, it takes quite a while, and when you want to take it off again, it takes you some time to work the strap on and off the camera. So that's not ideal, especially for me when I do a lot of hybrid work, going from photo to video, going in different spots. I like to be able to take the strap off of my camera really quickly. And about 5 months ago, a company reached out to me offering to send me a strap for a review. This is not paid. I got the strap, and the deal was, if I like it, I talk about it. If I don't like it, I either don't talk about it or say what I don't like about the strap. So at the end of the day, I did like it. This is a Falcon magnetic strap. I think it costs about 50 euros, if I'm correct. I will put a link to all of the products in the description of the video, so if you want to check something out, just go there. But yeah, talking about the strap, it has been great. I really enjoy using it. And the great thing about this is that it's magnetic. So you get your camera, you get these small rope things to put on the side of your camera. And when you're not using the strap, they just hang there. They do smack around your camera a bit, but it's not a big issue, and this won't damage your camera. It's not that hard. It's basically a magnet covered in plastic with a piece of rope. The good thing about this strap is you just magnetize it and it's on your camera, and it's just that easy. There's other straps that work similarly, like everyone knows and a lot of people use the Peak Design strap, but I like this one more just because it's more sleek. It doesn't have the red rings and it is a bit smaller, so yeah, I enjoy that. And it's extremely easy to put on and off. Once you magnetize the strap on, it won't really go off without you pulling on the end of the rope, so this is definitely secured. I used this strap to shoot rollers hanging out of a car, and I never felt worried about the camera. It's sturdy enough and you won't lose your camera with this strap. The only issue I found is that it does affect your screen a little bit, because when the magnet touches the screen, it makes the screen think you turned the camera over, so it turns your view sideways. But as long as you just move it out of the way, it fixes itself and the screen is facing normally again. This is something that I have contacted Falcon about, just to let them know so they can work on fixing the issue with the next iteration, but they also told me they already saw that it's an issue and that they are working on it. So hopefully the next iteration of these straps will be a bit better. Another thing I would like to be better is I would like this bit that's on the strap to be a little bit smaller, just because this is a bit intrusive, but generally it's a great product and I really like it. They also do wrist straps with the same system, and they also do a smaller strap with the same system, which is great, and it gives you a lot of options. And yeah, generally the straps look great. And the last affordable piece of gear I would consider buying is a cheap manual lens. You can get really fast glass for cheap if it's a manual lens. This is a Camlan f1.1 50mm lens. It's definitely not the sharpest lens, but it's a nice lens to have around whenever you just need a different focal length for a simple static shot for video, or maybe just something simple for photography when you have time to manual focus your shot. This lens I've used quite a bit, and it has been really nice to use. It's built really well, and I've paid like 25 euros for it, which is next to nothing for a lens, especially for one that goes to f1.1. So yeah, maybe take a look at cheap manual lenses. Maybe you're thinking of getting into a focal length. Maybe you're contemplating getting a 35mm lens. You're not sure if you're gonna like 35mm as a focal length. You can buy a cheap lens for under 50 bucks. See how you like it. And then if you like it, you can buy a serious autofocusing proper lens for more money. And if you don't like it, you just sell off your cheap lens and you're done with it. Anyways, this is a bunch of gear that I think is worth buying, especially for the price. It comes useful a lot and it's great to have, especially since you're not breaking the bank to buy it. So yeah. If you have any more ideas for cheap gear that's worth having, drop it in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.